So how's the guy go from Raleigh to Oxford to Chapel Hill?
Yeah, so committed out of NC State out of high school. You know, first offer was always up there. Really, it was a nice place. It was a nice place. So I went there out of high school. Loved the coaches. You know, I ain't gonna speak on what happened, but you know, kind of fell out a little bit. Feel like I needed a new home, more opportunity. You know, I had 2 kids. My son, he's 1. Joshua Harris Jr. My daughter, she's 2. Isla June. So I feel like I needed more, you know, to get myself to the league. I feel like I needed a bigger opportunity. Went to Ole Miss. And then, yeah, so went to Ole Miss, you know, played there for a year. It was good, you know, got the better coaching, you know, being around good players, elite players. And then feel like I needed to come back home. And UNC was the place for me. Like I talked to a bunch of other schools. Matt Brown was definitely the guy who stood out. And then the way he talks to his players and, you know, walks around the building, always smiling, always making sure you're good. So I was like, yeah, this spot for me. I mean, we were at Ruth Chris on the OV, and they were shocked. I'm just like, yeah, I'm coming here, I'm coming home. And so, yeah, that's how it happened.
Was NC State an option coming back?
I mean, yeah, they were in the works. They were in the work. You know, they were talking about it, and there was something that was out there, but I didn't even go visit. This was my first visit when I hit the portal, and I didn't need to go anywhere else. I feel like this was home, perfect for me.
Joshua, getting a chance to be in, you know, at Ole Miss, a part of a SEC program, I guess what were some of the biggest takeaways that you had, you know, from that level and from that stage?
So like being there for that year, you know, playing for Pete Golden, who came from Bama, he was just so wise, like everything he talked about in the meeting rooms, and he was able to break down film really good. So I was able to, you know, learn how to really watch film and learn how to, you know, do different things that I didn't know at first, and like took a deeper dive into like pass rushing and breaking down, you know, defense. So like the coaches I had there were like really good, and you know, the players as well, just being around, you know, players who SEC. So.
And then I guess kind of since being around here for a little bit, obviously, you know, Ted Monachino, the defensive line coach, you know, he's a guy with, you know, NFL experience, and you have, you know, Jeff Collins was at, you know, Georgia Tech doing what he was doing. I guess kind of, you know, what are some of your, I guess, biggest takeaways, you know, interacting with those guys and having conversations with them?
For sure, like when I was getting recruited, I talked with Ted, and he was telling me about, you know, his whole experience and how he's been coaching, you know, he helped with Lewis, and his background is just perfect, you know, so he's able for me to just do this like one more year, you know, tweak up my mistakes I got on film and just really prepare me, because that's what he's done. Like he's prepared guys for the next level. And the linebacker coach, you know, Coach Collins, yeah, he's a great guy. He always bring energy, bring fire, meeting room, make us clap it up, bring it up. So yeah, he's definitely a great guy as well.
So you got 2 years, two kids, and 1 year to go.
Yeah.
The urgency, I imagine, is there for you this year.
Oh, for sure. This is my last year of eligibility as well. So like I just got to give it all I got. It's my last camp. You know, got to for this camp. It's my mindset I'm trying to have. So.
Did it help that they may have known your game here better than some of the other places you may have visited, simply because you played against some of the coaches here, and certainly Coach Collins when he was at Georgia Tech?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like he broke down my film with me, like when I was getting recruited. I was like, oh yeah, so he knows the type of player I am, and I feel like I developed a lot more over this last spring. For this spring at Ole Miss, you know, I feel like I broke out a little bit and got out of my comfort zone and really just, you know, showed the type of player I was. And so, but I went through that whole spring knowing like, yeah, I'm about to get out of here. Like I gotta go back home, need help with my family. And so I was able to just let loose. And now that I'm back home, you know, my mom, she lives 40 minutes from me. My wife, mom, I'm married as well. Taylor Harris is my wife. So she lives, she lives with me as well, but her mom lives like 5 minutes from here, you know? So it's like perfect. We're able to just drop the kids off when we need help, and it's perfect.
So how are you different? What would people see in you now that have paid close attention to your game that maybe they haven't seen before?
Like I'm quicker, like my footwork's better. I'm able to pass rush better. Like I'm able to use my hands more in pass rushing. I've been a run stopper. Like I've been able to take on blocks, but like I'm better at getting off those blocks now and making plays. And I'm excited, especially with this defense we got now. It's the plays are made for us up front to make big plays.
Where do they have you? They have you in 3, 4, or are you doing
I'll be
both?
playing both. I'll be playing both. Mainly nose probably, but I'll be playing some 3 tech as well.
Do you still play the piano? And if you do, does that kind of a getaway for you to kind of calm your nerves or something? Do you still play piano?
Yeah, so I mean, we go to church on Sundays. Try to every Sunday, but I mean, I go in there and just mess around a little bit. I haven't like took it serious in a minute, but the piano is something I do want to pick up and show the guy, like show the community here. Because I know when I was in Raleigh, they had me doing like Valentine's Day videos, and y'all probably go search it up and find it. It's I was breaking down, but that's something I haven't did in a minute. But I do it every Sunday. I try like a little bit, play a little bit, just mess around, but nothing too serious.
How's it kind of been, I guess, getting, acclimated, obviously, coming in the summer, things like that. You mentioned you had, been at Ole Miss for the spring. How's it been getting here and kind of getting acclimated to everything?
Great. Like, the workouts have been great. Love Coach Hess. Breaks it down really good. Being able to, going through this grind with the players before we go into the real grind, in a couple weeks, which is camp. So, like, being able to go through this summer grind with the players, I've been growing closer to some of the players like Hess, Ritzy, of course, Jakeem, my boy at State. He was at State with me. So, like, now we're here. We're just able to be together again, and that's big time. And then, there's a lot of players, who are really offensive players as well.
Yeah.
Like, we work with the O-line a lot. So we're going to compete, like Willie, Velasquez, a lot of those guys.
Got a light question here for you. Ole Miss has a little light blue in the color scheme. Does that make the transition here to full throttle light blue a little
like,
easier?
so both schools are voted like top uniform, top helmet. So that's something I really like too, being in this ground. But I was up here a lot, when they had fedoras there, because like I was always here at NC State. Here, if I wasn't here, I was at NC State. So.
But this was a team you were groomed to hate, and now you're playing for them.
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, so that's another thing too. I've learned like. I feel like, we need here now. I'm about to, spread this throughout the team. Like, we got to build the same. I'm not going to say hatred, but like, those are, those are great guys. But, like, I want to just build that same, like, when we play them on the 25th or whatever, I want it to be like, like, I'm ready to, you know what I mean? So I ain't gonna, but yeah, I'm trying to get the players here now to get that same spirit to play them as I've always had to play here.
You sensing it's different? That there was a lot more of that over in Raleigh?
I feel like, here it's not really. I don't really care. Y'all just ready to get better and just beat everybody. But over there, their main focus is to beat UNC. So I feel like that's something I'm just trying to spread around the locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why transfer after the spring as opposed to before?
Oh, that's a great question. Really, just to. I feel like it was. Why before I went in the spring is when I thought about it. It didn't really cross my mind. I'm thinking I'm about to go through this season, my last season at Ole Miss. But I went through the spring and having my kids and just like I don't want my wife to have to go through another whole 8 months of no help. But that could have been a sacrifice I made. But I feel like it was my best decision to leave.
So
after
family.
spring. Yeah, you would say I say family. Yeah, family. Yep.
Are they back here, Josh?
Yeah, they live with me. We have 3 bed up here. Yeah, they live with me. My son, my daughter, and my wife.
What is the culture that they talked about? Doran and Peyton talked about if you want culture, come here when they really.
Guys, let's not make this a referendum on the UNC, NC State thing. Let's let Josh talk about Josh.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just,
right.
sorry, going back to you and family, just how are you able to balance, the 2 kids and gearing up for the NFL? It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. But I have a great wife, so she helps a lot. And it is a lot to battle. With school. I graduated already from Ole Miss, so I'm just here taking a post-bac program. But it is a lot. But I'm able to do it. I'm able to do it. Just having a great wife and family support and. Just trying to have that get to, not got to myself.
All right, we good? Thanks, guys.